Hey everyone, welcome to Shank Outdoors. If you are new, welcome. On this episode, we are going to talk about rooftop tent, truck camper, or overland trailer. Which should you start with? Well, let's find out. So if you are anything like me, I like to do things on a budget. There's not always the buy once cry once. That's what it is. You don't always have to buy once cry once. You can do things on a budget and still have a great time. Now everything doesn't always come down to on a budget. With these three items, do you have a vehicle that you can put a rooftop tent on? Well, hopefully you do. The truck camper, maybe you don't have a truck. So maybe that's out of the question. Or overland trailer. Can your vehicle pull the weight of these trailers? Do you even want to pull a trailer? Now, what budget are you setting yourself up for? Is it going to be to get a rooftop tent or buy a fancy overland trailer? Now, you don't always have to buy these fancy items. You can do it yourself. So that is also what we're talking about here, and how we're going to break down what you should look at getting and why. And everyone has their own preferences. So maybe you have your heart set on a rooftop tent because you just want to put it on your vehicle and off you go. Maybe you have the truck camper and it's more convenient for you because maybe you use your truck in construction and you already have a tonneau cover, a truck topper to hold your tools. So now you just have to build a bed platform. Or you want to be able to not always have to pack up camp just to be able to go hit the trail or adventure more down the trail.
Oh, then we better start packing our bags.
So that's where an overland trailer comes in handy, because you can leave it at your campsite and then hit the trail. Rooftop tents can be a great way to start. You can get them on a budget. They can go on any vehicle as long as you have some type of roof rack system. They can even go on a existing trailer. Maybe you have a trailer and you just want to throw it on that. So rooftop tents are very easy start to get out there. A truck camper. You don't even need a truck camper. You don't need a rooftop tent. You don't need an overland trailer. You could sleep in the back seat of your vehicle. It's really up to your preference and what you can get by at this time if you're eager to get out and go on adventure. Now, if you're like me and want to build something for the adventure, because I've been doing adventure for many years in all different ways. With buying a rooftop tent, I'm not sure that's really for me. Truck camper, well, I've got the sled deck on my truck. So a truck camper is out of the question for me. Overland trailer, well, I don't have the money to just go out and buy an overland trailer. I'm going to have to build one or go and purchase the rooftop tent and put it onto the wife's SUV. Because with the truck, again, I have that sled deck, so now I'm going to have to take that off. I can't even take that off and put anything over top. So that just is out of the question unless I'm buying a different vehicle and starting overlanding with a more off-road capable SUV, because my wife's SUV is not off-road capable. But it could just get us out on those gravel roads, out to those areas that are accessible in such vehicle. And there's a lot of beautiful areas that we can see. I know that. I do like going off the beaten path, as I'm sure a lot of you do. So let's break down all three, and maybe it'll help you decide which way you're going to go. And then I also can go into how I got to where I am today. So start off with a truck camper. Truck camper, you can go out and get your topper, build a wooden bed, put a mattress in there, and away you go. A lot of those toppers have the side windows that can slide open and get ventilation. They have the rear window that locks. You've got your tailgate that can lock. If you don't have a tailgate lock, there is a little adapter that you can put in there and lock the tailgate, like people accessing the handle, or you can spend the $60 and get a lockable tailgate handle. Maybe you don't want or aren't worried about locking your stuff up on the tailgate, so build your bed, maybe build some lockable containers underneath the bed, but you're not, again, worried on locking the topper and tailgate itself. You have your truck. A topper, you can get a used one for $300, or you can go out and buy a brand new one for $1,000 to $2,000, depending on what model of vehicle, how long a box, are you short box, long box, and the little extras that they like throwing on those toppers. Or you can go a little more advanced and spend the $18,000. We're talking Canadian. I don't know what they are US, but we'll say 18 to mid 20s on a truck camper, and throw that on your truck, and now you've got even more luxury to get out on the trail. So you can get into it for $300 to $1,000, and we'll say $1,500 once you start making the bed, the mattress, etc. We'll say $1,500. Now we'll get into the rooftop tent. The rooftop tent can start at around 1,400 Canadian and go all the way up to 10K. Well, actually, there's a new rooftop tent that just launched, and it's not available in Canada. You'd have to get it shipped up. I don't remember the name, but it's going for $29 US. So we're talking going to be around $36,000 for a rooftop tent.
Good Lord.
Yes, that's correct. You'll start seeing it out there. The difference on this rooftop tent is that it's hard wall everywhere. Your roof, your sides are all hard wall. So is it really a rooftop tent? I guess we'll talk about that more in another episode. So the rooftop tent, you can start out at $1,400. Throw it on your roof and away you go. Those cheaper end ones are harder to come by right now with the pandemic that we've been going on for the last year plus. And then you've got the more expensive ones. I'm not saying those are more available, but with the pandemic, more people are wanting to go out, and I'm sure just rooftop tents all across the board are hard to get. Looking at a rooftop tent, did you like camping in a tent in the first place? Did you only like spending time in a tent in the summer? Did you ever go camping in the fall or early spring? Or did you ever do winter camping? Maybe you're not planning to do that even if you got a rooftop tent on your vehicle. But just a reminder that with a rooftop tent, you have less insulation than what you could have with a truck topper or an overland trailer to keep you warm in these colder temperatures. Now, yes, you've got your sleeping bags that can keep you warm, etc. But again, if you didn't like sleeping on a tent on the ground, are you really going to like sleeping on a tent above your vehicle? I don't know if you really want to spend $1,400 plus to get a tent and realize that you didn't like it just like you spent camping on your $200 tent. Now with the rooftop tent, it's ease of availability just to go out. It's on your vehicle, put your luggage in your vehicle, hit the road. Your food, your clothes, off you go. Get to your location, fold out the rooftop tent, or pop it up, whichever model you have or you decided to go with, and now you're out camping. Cold weather, well, hopefully you got good sleeping bags, extra blankets, maybe even a buddy heater. And again, you're in that low couple grand range. Now, I don't know what used rooftop tents go for. They're probably not that much savings on that, or maybe people aren't even selling them. But again, for a couple grand, you could be in comfort out on the trail. Now, overland trailers, or off-road trailers, or off-grid trailers, whatever you want to call them. There's many models being produced out there. We're seeing more and more anyways, from little trailers that just hold the cargo, and now you have to get either get a rooftop tent on top of that or sleep in your vehicle, or you're getting these overland trailers that you actually can sleep 1 or 2 to 3 people, depending the size of person you are. You know, on a smaller trailer, maybe just 2 people, and then those bigger ones you can have 2 adults and then a child over your legs. I've seen that. Now with an overland trailer, if you are going out and purchasing one, the cheapest in Canada is around $10,000, and that's your base model that you can't sleep in. That is just holding your cargo gear. If you are, again, wanting to sleep with your family in it, you're now starting mid-20s and going into the 30s to get a sleep-in overland trailer. So that's pretty expensive. You know, you can get a full-size RV trailer for that price. Now, these are quite the trailers. They've done a great job. They look very unique. You know, these have kitchens, they have running water, they have solar. Each manufacturer has different packages available. But at 10 grand, that's not really a first jump in and go. Not everyone has 10 grand just to throw on a trailer so they can go and try out overlanding or go more off grid. For like me, I want to go more in the bush. I don't want to buy something that keeps me in these campgrounds, resort areas. I want to go further into the bush where no man is, or very few at the same time. You can also look at building your own overland trailer. Same as the rooftop tent, going out, and there is guys out there on YouTube that have made a rooftop tent for under $1,000. You can go in and make your own truck camper. That will put you back, again, starting out at maybe $300, getting a used one, throw you on your truck, spending a couple $100 more, building a bed, getting a futon mattress, so you can still be in that $500 to $1,000 range. Do it yourself. Excuse me. Overland trailer, little different story. You're still going to be on the more expensive side than those two. Starting out, depending what you're looking to build and your building skills, are you building right from scratch, getting it registered, all these items, what are the costs of the items? So it, you know, some people are saying they've gotten their they've built their own trailer for $3 grand. Some have, a lot of the trailers I've seen that are being built home base is more around the $5-6 grand of building your own trailer. Now, they might not have the creature comfort of these $30,000 ones, but it's getting you out the door on the trail. You're able to leave the trailer at your camp to go explore more. You're out of the elements. You're able to sleep. You're able to cook. You're able to have a good time. At the end of the day, it is up to you on how you want to camp. For myself, again, I don't see a rooftop tent being the way I want to camp. At the same time, I don't have a vehicle to put it on. I do, but I don't, because again, I want to go more off-road. Truck camper is no luck for me because I have the side-by-side that I want and I use on the truck. So I have my sled deck, well actually side-by-side deck, that I load up my side-by-side and then leave the truck, unload, and go. So this is where I came down to building my own overland trailer, and I set my budget, you know, from starting of looking at what I wanted to do to actually doing it and then finally getting it done. It ended up actually being a year.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my jeez.
Because when the first item I bought was the torsion axles. I took 6 months, didn't build anything, because I wasn't, again, really sure this is what I wanted to do, is build my own trailer, and am I gonna with work, am I going to have enough time to actually use it? And then at the end of the day, I realized how much I would enjoy building the trailer, and how much more it would mean to me being out on the trail in something that I've built. The other thing I looked at was the size of the trailer, and if I built it correctly, I could either pull it behind my truck, my SUV, or my side-by-side. With side-by-sides being able to pull 1,500 pounds, and the trailer weighing way less than that, I'll be able to load up the side-by-side, load up my trailer to the truck, head off into the bush, find a spot where I just leave the truck because I don't want to take the truck any further down that trail, and I take the side-by-side. Or maybe there's trails that only allow side-by-sides, and because my trailer is the width of my side-by-side, there's not going to be any issues with me going down that trail. And then I can be even further in camp, where a lot of people won't be camping because they didn't have a trailer or a rooftop tent on their side-by-side to go with them. Speaking of that, that is getting more and more. There is a Overland UTV Facebook group and others like it, where people are putting rooftop tents on their machines, building small trailers, or just using little utility trailers to hold the gear, and then they're sleeping in their normal ground tents, which is awesome. I'm glad to see that these people are getting out. So with me, with my budget, I budgeted to build my own trailer. If I wanted to go lower cost, a rooftop tent would have definitely been the way to go. I would have only been able to put it on my wife's SUV, and we would have enjoyed going out on an adventure. I hope this episode kind of gave you guys more of an outlook of, what to look at, what are the costs, why personally I went the longer route of building my own trailer than the simple route of, I don't mean to be simple, but a simple route of going and buying a rooftop tent. Was because the vehicle I have for the rooftop tent isn't capable of going where I want to go. And maybe you didn't think of that. Maybe you're getting overwhelmed with all these rooftop tents and all these overland trailers and all these different ways of people going out and adventuring or overlanding. You have an all-wheel drive SUV. Yes, it's all-wheel drive, but is that SUV really capable of going where you want to go? And if you're just going on pavement and gravel roads to a lot of these recreational areas, then yeah, rooftop tent is definitely a way to go. Maybe you have more money and you want to do a pre-built trailer, then awesome. Go that route. Make sure it's, at the end of the day, if you're spending a lot of money, that you're going to be happy with it, that you're going to get out and go. Because for me, I'd hate to spend a lot of money and then not use it. I've done that with other items and want to do something, for example, a boat. We used it a lot the first year, and after that, just didn't go out boating as much. And I realized spending that money was just not a good choice in the long run. And so we sold it and moved on. And now I really look at, is this something I really want to do? And at the end of the day, I will never know until I actually do it. Take a look at the big picture and make the right choice for you, not what other people are doing or saying. What is best for you and what are you going to enjoy? That's where you want to be. Do your research, go out and have fun, and enjoy the trail. I'll see you guys in the next episode.